When everything is aligned, time will take care of the rest. There is nothing that you have to be anxious, worried, or doubtful about when everything is aligned. I was thinking about this today as I was going through my days, going through my day, going through my routine of going to the gym, eating healthy, making sure that I'm doing the necessary things as far as work goes. I drive Uber, and then just checking my systems. And it dawned on me that there really isn't anything that I'm stressed out about. There's nothing that I'm worried about. I used to be an overly anxious person about the future, about will I succeed? When is it going to happen? All these different sorts of things. But the fact of the matter is, or the realization that I came to, is that I don't need to know these things. And you don't need to know these things. You don't need to know when it's going to happen. You just have to know that it will. Because the fact of the matter is that it's not going to happen overnight. So you could just get that idea out of your head. Whatever it is you're trying to do, if you're trying to get healthy, if you're trying to get into a relationship, if you're trying to grow a business, anything, it takes time. Now, how much time is dependent on how consistent you decide to show up. But as long as you have strong systems in place, it doesn't really matter how long it takes. A good rule of thumb is that I started to live by, but I feel like it's the most practical time frame, 6 months to a year. If you do anything for 6 months to a year, you're bound to see some sort of change. And that's the approach that I've been taking with 2026 when it comes to my goals and the things that I want to accomplish, is that I'm giving myself 6 months. And giving myself that deadline, it's creating a little bit of pressure where I am not necessarily worried or anxious, but I know that it's going to come a lot sooner than I think. Tomorrow, well, this video is going to be going up, January 30th. So 2 days from now is going to be February. Think about what you did on New Year's. Did that really feel like it was a month ago? Probably not. Like literally a month ago, I was back home in Maryland kicking it with the fam. And now I'm here in LA, back going through the motions. And I'm not upset about that or anything. I'm just trying to put things into perspective, because when you think of time as this, oh my God, 6 months is such a long time. It's a long time when you are waiting for something to happen. Then it could feel like a long time. But if you're just in love with the process and you're just treating every day as its own thing, over the course of 6 months, you're going to change in so many ways. But also your external world is going to change, because it's just going to mirror whatever it is that you are feeling intrinsically. And I'm noticing this firsthand. I feel as though that because I am just operating on such a high level where I'm making sure that I'm eating healthy, I'm making sure that I'm getting 8 hours of sleep, I'm going to make a whole nother video on how important sleep is. I'm hitting the gym. I'm making sure that I'm posting my content. Even my interactions with people are just so light, so friendly, so warm and loving. And I think it's because a lot of it has to do with the fact that that's what I'm exuding in my own personal life. I feel no resistance to anything. Naturally, I feel drawn to people, or people feel drawn to me. And I don't think that that's a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. So, yeah. But I feel as though that a lot of people struggle with trusting the process and thinking that they have to do more in order to essentially get the results that they want. But it's not really about doing more. It's more so about doing things consistently, showing up day in and day out. Because I struggled with this in the past, where I tried so many, and let's use the example of trying to lose weight. I've tried so many fad diets, intermittent fasting, you name it. I tried everything under the sun. But now I know with about 95% certainty that I'm going to get to my dream physique by June, only because there's no pressure centered around the things that I'm doing on a daily basis. They feel extremely sustainable because I'm enjoying the foods that I'm eating, but also I'm not adding this unnecessary pressure of, oh my God, this has to happen tomorrow. I'm just learning to become the person that his dream physique is just a byproduct of his actions. And that's really the thing that I want to drive home with this video, is that when I say that you have to let time take care of the rest, is that once you have the proper systems in place and you are just doing that on a daily basis, success, your goals, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish just becomes inevitable. It no longer becomes what if or is it going to happen? It's just a matter of when. And it doesn't have to be 6 months. I use 6 months to a year because I feel like that's more than enough time to change your life. Some people might say that's a short amount of time, but if you do something consistently enough for 6 months, you're going to see some sort of change. And even if you don't achieve all your goals or everything that you have listed in those 6 months or a year, I promise you, the person that you were at the beginning of the year to who you become at the end of that 6 months or that year, I promise you that's not the same person. And that's actually what you have to focus on more so than the goals, because I talked about this in another video where the person that you have to become to achieve the goals that you set out for yourself, that is an entirely different person than the person that you are right now. And I'm seeing this in my own life where so many times I look back on times where I started and stopped. I started eating healthy, then I stopped. I started posting consistently, then I stopped. Only to realize that every time I started and stopped was because I never truly identified with the goal. I never truly identified with, I am somebody who is healthy and eats healthy. I am somebody who posts content consistently. I never truly identified with these things. It was always something that I was trying to be. But even in the attempt, even in trying, there's almost like a sense of, I am not this right now, so I have to pretend to be it. But you don't have to do that. You can simply just be the person that eats healthy, that is in a happy and loving relationship, that is doing everything that they need to do in order to change their life. So that way, 6 months, it doesn't even fit. What is 6 months to the rest of your life? That shit is like a tiny blip. But that is what's going to solidify the identity of who it is that you need to be, so that way you're not stressing about, oh my gosh, I have to do this in 6 months. It's just, this is the prerequisite. I feel like it's so powerful to just detach, because that's also something that I'm learning. When you have things in place that you could truly trust, systems in place that you could trust, and you just let go of time, and you just let time just be like, okay, another 24, another 24, another week. That is the true essence of building anything. Detaching from the results and just trusting the process. That's how you can actually optimize every single day, and you're not waking up with this anxiety, this stress about, is it going to happen, when it's going to happen? Because quite frankly, if it happened today or tomorrow, you would still have to be this same person that has been showing up consistently for the past 6 months to a year in order to maintain whatever it is that you have. So what does it matter when it's going to happen? Just put proper systems in place, follow it to a T, day in and day out. Don't make any excuses. And I promise you, you'll get everything that you want. Everything that you want. I've set such high goals for this year, and I know I'm going to hit them. I know that for a fact. Where I'm going to move into my dream apartment. I'm going to make a living off of content creation and my music. And I'm going to get my dream car. These are all three things that are going to happen before the year is out. And the reason why I know this is because I have such strong systems in place that is going to just carry these goals out. Ooh, drop my phone. And even if it doesn't happen, I'm cool whether it doesn't or not. Whether it does or doesn't. It doesn't matter because it's not really about the goal. It's about me. It's about you making sure that you are changing and persisting regardless to how you feel and adopting the mindset that I already have the right systems in place. I'm doing everything that I need to do. I'm eating healthy. I'm making sure that I'm going to the gym. I'm making sure that I'm posting. I'm making sure that I'm working on my business every single day. You cannot tell me that after 6 months to a year that something isn't going to happen. It's almost impossible. But even if it doesn't happen, there's always another day, another year. But yeah, that's about it. I felt like this was weighing heavy on my heart as I was driving. I was just driving. I'm like, man, it almost feels like, and I think that it hit me while I was driving because the best way that I could describe this feeling is that you're just on cruise control. You're not really rushing. You're not anxious. And that's the greatest tell that you're on the right path. Because if you feel anxious or worried or stressed about the things that you were doing or trying to achieve, I used to feel that way. You got to reassess and ask yourself, where are you truly? Who are you operating from? Are you operating from the wish fulfilled, or are you operating from a place of lack, a place of doubt, a place of uneasiness? Because I'm telling you, the version of you that has achieved the goal, that did get the dream relationship, that does have the dream physique, they're not stressing. They're chilling. They're waking up like, yeah, of course I got this body. Yeah, of course I got this car. Yeah, of course this is how much money I'm making. So that's what you got to do. Adopt the identity and just let time do what it needs to do. If you made it this far in the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.